Alright everybody, welcome back to another BRMCH BRM5 competitive video. And today's going to be something a little different. It's going to be something definitely more one-on-one, me just talking to you guys. And I think a video that needs to be made because there's a lot of confusion with the gunsmith. So I'm going to go over here to the loadout tab. I'm going to show you guys in this video how to make any loadout or any gun a PvP gun. Like I said, it's going to be a lot more one-on-one, where usually I do voiceovers, but this time I'll be talking to you guys live. One big thing that I see a lot of players getting confused is actually how to make a loadout a PvP loadout, right? Because when you first look at this, like I said before, it's extremely confusing. It is extremely confusing, and I don't blame you. I mean, look at this. There's a lot of things to look at, and honestly, I've been playing this game for 6 years now, and even until now, sometimes I can still get a little confused just because this thing is amazing. Today's example of the gun is going to be the MK18, just because it is a gun I feel like a lot of you guys would relate with. I feel like a lot of you guys have this gun and trust this gun, and also because it's, you know, it's one of the more complex ones, where if we were to do like the MP9, that one's a lot more simple. So we're gonna go with something more complex. You guys don't have to follow exactly along this video, but it's just a video to show you guys how a good PvP loadout or a safe PvP loadout looks, and then after I finish with this loadout, I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like in PvP. So let's go on with it. And so yeah guys, just a quick little disclaimer, this gun is going to be a little more expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that, oh, the things in PvP are really cheap. To make this loadout, it's going to be a little expensive. So yeah, now that you guys know that, we can dive into this. One big thing that the PvP loadouts rely on are two different things: the rate of fire and the mass, right? So here for the rate of fire for the MK18 is 750 rounds per minute and 3,204 grams. We're gonna try to get this over to just about 5,000, hopefully, and then hopefully this over to around 800, maybe 900, which is on the decent side. The best would be at 1,100, which is about the speed of the MP9. We are not gonna go in any sort of order here, guys. There's gonna be minimal editing here, so please just follow along and just follow what I do. I am not saying this is the best loadouts, but this is a safe loadout, and this is what you should be doing for almost any weapon. And I'm also going to show another example of me doing another weapon, maybe something like the RF. I don't really know yet what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do like another weapon which also follows kind of like the same principles. First things first, we're going to go with is over to the barrel, right? Something more expensive, and we're just going to check, right? There we go. That's heavier, so we're going to choose this already. Right, that is heavier, so we're gonna go ahead and choose that because there's gonna be less recoil. So now we can go over to the barrel accessory and we can see what's heavier. There you go. The M4 forward rail is heavier, so that's what we're gonna choose. Right, after that, so we're gonna go to our muzzle device and we're gonna look and compare. Right, of course, the suppressors, guys, are always gonna be heavier. So we can check here, 3,620. Nope, that's not what we want. 3,961. And some of you guys may be thinking, holy long gun, and I totally agree with you guys, but PvP is extremely fast, and honestly, when you're so fast, it doesn't really matter if they see your barrel if you're gonna kill them anyways. Most of the time these guys think, oh my god, they see your barrel. Yeah, I guess that counts too, but if you're being a campy little gunny here. But if you're just being a chill guy who's just swinging everything and pre-firing and doing everything I said in my 5 tips video, after this, we have already finished here on the barrel section. We can go on to our bottom accessory where we can click on the 4 grips, right? So there's a bunch of grips here, right? I'm not going to go over every single one, and even I personally don't even know which one's the heaviest, but off the top of my head, I already know the forward pistol grip is the heaviest. We're going to move it slightly back just because it looks cooler. And here's one thing that every loadout needs: SBRM. The SBRM is just a bipod, and even though you cannot use bipods, look how much heavier we are. That's 400 grams heavier than without the bipod. That is a lot of weight that we want onto our weapon. We're gonna go towards the left rail, and we're gonna go for laser aiming module. And also, there's a lot of laser modules right here, and you can use 2 of them. You can either use the ironclad, or you can use the LA23 PDQ. For this video, I'm going to use the ironclad. Then we're going to go onto the right side. The right side, we click on flashlights. Once again, there is a lot of flashlights, but just for a safe option, we're going to use the M952. Guys, one big thing is that you don't have to use the exact attachments I'm doing. I'm just saying follow these rules, meaning add a suppressor, add more weights, add a laser, and to the right side add a flashlight, add a pistol grip, and definitely add the bipod. That's all I'm saying that you guys have to do. We're pretty much done in this section for now. We're gonna come back to it and just double check, but that's pretty much it for this section. We're gonna go over to the top receiver, and this is somewhere where it's personal opinion, but every competitive player uses one of these scopes. We either use the SU294 or we use the Raider HD Gen 2. Right, so you can use either of those, and you can also add a riser to it. I'm pretty sure, I think if we use the Swift riser, we can add a riser to it, but I'm not gonna get into all of that. Yeah, we can add this riser, right? Adds a couple more grams to our weights. We can go on our primary optics, and we can add the Raider H2. Now, we don't have to add the riser. I just wanted to add it because it gives us just a little bit more weight, right? We're gonna go to the top accessory, AOER, right? Also optional. You don't have to add it if you don't have the money. It's fine. It's only a couple of grams that, you know, are just good for your gun, right? Now, with this by itself, it's already good. It looks like a cluster mess, but it's fine. We can go into PvP and shred with this, but we want to get the most weight out of this, right? So after that, we're gonna go over here down to our equipment components. Right, and we're gonna look for the maritime. There's a lot of magazines, especially for these American guns. Actually, I'm not really too sure if the MK18 is American. Bear with me. But the American guns typically have a bunch of mags. But for the most part, I already know the maritime is one of the heaviest. I'm not sure if it's the heaviest, but I know it's definitely one of them. So we're done there. We can go onto our grip. We can look here, right? We can see that they're all pretty much the exact same weight, so we don't have to buy anything. We don't have to change it. You can just buy something that looks cool, right? I personally think the battle grip looks cool. We're gonna go to our stock frame, right, and look over here, right? We're gonna see which one adds the heavier weight. That's 200. Boom, 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 boom. I know I'm moving a little fast, guys, but if you were looking slowly, the PAS adds the most, right? I'm pretty sure because that's like a sniper thing right there. But we're gonna purchase that, right? Like I said before, guys, we're pretty much already done with this, and it's heavy enough, right? But we're gonna absolutely max it out, absolutely deck this out, you know, make it the best we can. All right, so yeah, guys, after the stock, then we can go over to our handguard. Oh shit, that should have been the first thing. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, but that should have been the first thing you guys did, which is going over to the handguard. I'm so sorry, guys. But right, we're gonna look here and we're gonna see which one's the heaviest. So we're gonna basically see through the handguard which one's the heaviest, right? I'm just gonna make a cut real quick because it basically reset it, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like, right? Now we know that in terms of handguard, the M4A1 wrist is the heaviest. So cut, boom, and we're pretty much back to where we were, with the gun actually looking pretty decent. It looks a little weird due to the stock, but this is a good loadout that we have right here. This is pretty good. So now after this, we can go over to the top of the section, and this is the very little nitpicky things that you kind of want to add to your gun, which is when you go over to show all, right? And you're just gonna look here for the things that are available to your gun that just give you a little bit more weight. So for example, I know if we keep scrolling down and we keep scrolling down, right there you go, we have a ribbed panel 16 slot, right? Or the 14 rib slot, right? We can add that on top, right? And it's gonna add just a tiny bit more weight, right? And it's gonna make it a little more cooler. We're gonna go again, and there's gonna be one more space for one more thing, right? We can add a 18 slot, and then after the 18 slot, you can also add another thing to it where we can add a pressure switch. With this, guys, that's it. That is it. Now we have a totally usable PvP loadout. These things on top are very much optional. The things that are not optional are the muzzle devices, the forward pistol grip or our grip, our stabilization device or our bipod, our flashlight, right? Let me just click on that, and our laser. So those things are not optional. And in the scope, you can choose what scope you want, right? I already said the SU294 is the best one, and the Raider is the one that everybody uses. But if you wanted to go ahead and use a red dot, go ahead and use it. But that's the one that gives you the near maximum weights. So if we go back and we look at our mass, 6,701 grams, which is exactly what I wanted it to be. So now we can go on and test it in PvP. So yeah guys, we're back in the lobby now. We're gonna go to competitive 5 versus 5 casual, right? And of course I don't expect myself to do absolutely amazing, but I'm just gonna show you guys what a heavy gun and a good loadout actually looks like here. So let's go. Alright guys, we're finally here. Let's see the recoil. I'm pulling down there, I'm trying to control it, but look. That's just straight one up line. That's really easy. So let's hope that I'm not doing too bad now. Okay, that first round went bad. Hopefully you guys did not see that. But this is what the gun looks like. Like I already said on the first take. It's pretty much just a straight up recoil. It's really easy to control. That's one there, right? That's two there, right? And we can keep it going. And as you guys can see, it's pretty easy to control. It's a good gun. It's a safe gun. Of course, it's not one of the best guns I've ever made, but it's safe. It's good. See guys? And so this is how you make a safe PvP loadout that you can always be using. Right? I made it out of the top of my head, from zero, from scratch, and you guys can already tell it's decent. Alright, we're gonna push here. Nothing here. Alright, they might swing close. I already know one guy's inside. Oh, a little bit of a whip there. Some guys already inside. To my right. That's another one. Alright, and where's this last guy? I think I hear him below me. Oh, he escaped out of my sights. He's gonna pick me here. Oh, wait, no, he's playing close. He's gonna pick me right there, guys. There it is. There you go, guys. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys back in the lobby. Alright, guys, and like I said, as you guys saw in the PvP test, or in the gameplay test, it was a pretty good gun. You know, it's safe, it's stable. It actually seems like I forgot the grip here, and even then, it was still pretty good. As you guys can see, that's the MK18 made for PvP. So yeah, now let's go ahead and choose another gun. I'm gonna do a gun I've actually never played with before, just to show you guys that this is all really actually simple stuff, right? So we're gonna go over here to the barrel. Can't choose any. Let's go over here. Oh my god, this is very hard because I've never actually played this gun before. Right, muzzle device. There you go, suppressor. Right, we already know that's great for our gun. This is a really cheap gun to make, right? Ironclad, boom, put it on there really quickly, guys, right? Just to show you guys this can all be great, right? The M95 two right there, and then this is gonna look horrible here, but there you go. Raider, AOR. We can go into the stock. There is no other stock, no other equipment, no other barrel. Boom, right? This is not gonna be the best gun because I've never played with this gun before, and also because it's a UMP45. I don't think this is very good. But I'm just gonna show you guys just one round really quickly on how you can actually make any gun good for PvP. Right? Of course, there is better guns than just, you know, the ones you make for PvP, like the FAMAS, MP9. All those guns are the meta, but you can make any gun usable. Alright guys, and we're back on the game here with our brand new UMP45, really cheap over here, right? And let's see, I've never played with this, so let's see what it does. Okay, I don't like this at all, but let's see. Really slow firing rate, so one of the worser guns, our two teammates already got taken out here. We expect the guy to be up there. Oh my gosh, we got him right there. There's gonna be a guy right here coming down here. Where is he? Alright, you know what, this is going to be round 2. The first round with the MK18 also went bad, so let's go for round 2 here. It's a little harder when you're also doing a voiceover, and you can't be a super duper try hard sweaty nerd. So let's see. That's one guy right there. Alright, we're going to swing out right here. Maybe try to pick one more guy off here before we die. Oh, we picked them off just like I wanted to. But I know I'm dying here a lot, guys, but my point isn't that I'm going to be the greatest at PvP, but I can make a safe loadout. Look, this is a super cheap loadout. right? I don't even have a grip on it. Yeah, I forgot my grip. But look, guys, look, safe loadout to use. Just add an ironclad, add the raider, and that's how you do it. Super cheap, right? I didn't even use the bipod. Look, the guy's jump peeking me. Woo! There you go. That's one guy. All right, let's see if we can get another. That's two guys. There's gonna be one more guy to my right here. All right, so you know what we're gonna do. Teammates are actually putting in some work here. Beautiful. So yeah, guys, like I said, this is pretty much it for the gameplay. It's a usable gun. I know I didn't even make it the best. I made it mild, and it has low recoil. Look, straight up, nothing too complex. And so yeah, guys, that basically ends our video today with how to make any gun a PvP gun, or how to make any loadout good in PvP. It's really simple. It's really simple. This doesn't take long. Right? Look at this. This is basically naked. So if you guys have any more questions, don't be afraid. Join BRM5 competitive hub. Ping me. You know, I'm always available to help out. And see you guys next time.